Hi guys, in this video we're going to talk about quarterly theory. This is the best way to fractalize the market in terms of both time and price, and you will soon realize why. The video is going to be divided into three main sections. First, you need to have some prerequisites to be able to understand quarterly theory. Then we're going over the theory, and finally we'll conclude with some chart examples. Okay, so for prerequisite, we have imbalances, AMD Logic, and time-based liquidity pools. For theory, what we really have is the AMDX model, logic, fractality of time and price, and then chart example will do different time frames, same logic. So imbalances, I'm referring to every normal imbalance, maybe you call it fair value gap, and we will see that some imbalances work better than other imbalances, and we'll understand why. With AMD logic, I basically mean the logic by which price moves in these markets, accumulates, then manipulates at specific times, and then it is allowed to distribute. Okay, then with time-based liquidity pools, can be previous day high or previous day low. It can be previous week high, previous week low. It can be previous month high, previous month low. Okay, so I wanted just to get this out of the way before we start our theory class. The AMDX model. Right now, what we're doing is introducing a fourth function, which is our x. We're saying, okay, there are not three functions anymore within each cycle. There are four functions actually. Now things get interesting. So we had our accumulation, our manipulation, and our distribution. What is x? X can be either continuation or reversal. So this can either be a open low and continuation, or it could be that your distribution already reached your target and now x function is to retrace or reverse this expansion. This can be 2026, 4 quarters, so Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. 1st of January to 31st of March, 1st of April to 30th of June, 1st of July to 30th of September, and October 1st to December 31st. It can very well be that Q1 serves as your accumulation, Q2 as your manipulation, Q3 your distribution, and Q4 now either a continuation if your higher time frame target has not been met during your distribution quarter, so it can be a continuation towards that objective, or if the objective has already been reached during Q3, then Q4 can be the start of the retracement or the reversal. All right, so now we are moving the x from the end to the beginning, because the model can be AMDX or XAMD, which means that your Q1 will be the continuation or the reversal of what? Of the previous cycle. So in this case of 2025, precisely Q4 of 2025, right? So this could be your retracement of the year, Q2. Now Q2, what it becomes? It becomes your accumulation. All right, now we can get the manipulation, and finally Q4 will be the distribution. That's it. That's the best way to divide a time period. Why? Well, now that you have done this for 2026, you can do it for a lower cycle as well. So what if I tell you that here instead of 2026 we have what, May? And so what are these Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 are? They are your weeks. So week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. All right. What if I told you that this is not May, this is this week? All right. We apply the same logic. So divide the week into 4 quarters, and each quarter is what? A day. And we leave Friday out because Friday has its own purpose. All right. So this is the logic behind AMDX or XAMD, and the logic you apply for each and every single time cycle you decide. Now that we understood the logic, we can go on the chart. So on here, I turn on my indicator that shows me the different days in this case, because we are in the 1 hour time frame. So if I go back, example to here, what is this, beginning of March? All right, we see we have our daily dividers here. So each day is a quarter because we are analyzing the weekly cycle. All right, price on Monday after that accumulation. Then on Tuesday got the manipulation below Monday's low, immediate reclaim. And then on Wednesday we got the distribution to take the high of the week. And since this was this equalize were the objective of the week, on Thursday we just started to retrace Wednesday move. If we go down to the 15, here we analyze a different time cycle because I paired every time frame with a time cycle. So I'm able to analyze perfectly the fractality of the market in this way. If we consider Asia and London, sometimes they can both accumulate. So in this case, we have had accumulation in Asia, accumulation in London, here manipulation. There was likely SMT with ES or NQ. Yeah, there was a session SMT here between NQ and ES and YM, as you can see. So here we had our manipulation, and on PM we got our distribution. So this can be either an extra accumulation or still consider the retracement from this move. Then London provided the accumulation, AM the manipulation, since we got session SMT at the highs, as you can see here, and then Q4 did that distribution. So in this case, this was X, A, M. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.